broccoli, carrots.
And then it's growing.
So as a parent, I'm thankful for this program.
And while we're here, we learn how to take care of the plants.
I tell them I need to eat healthy food every night.
So here we're talking about a need for a cultural change. Children today really are lacking, I think, in terms of those the time for unstructured play, and particularly unstructured playtime in nature. That's a huge difference between my experience, which was full of that, and the children today.
We've lost generations, I think, to being outside. They don't like the outdoors anymore. We're going to watch TV, it's easier, or we're going to play a video game. We're going to text our friends. We're not going to walk to our friend's house.
One of the obvious consequences of children not being connected to growing their own food is that they don't know where food comes from anymore. You can ask them where it does come from, and they say the grocery store, of course, or from the refrigerator. And consequently, they don't have a sense of how that food obviously is connected to nature. That's part of nature, is growing plants and food that we use, obviously, in our lives. So, but also they don't have that experience with planting a seed and then watching that seed grow, and the sense of wonder and amazement. And this has significant consequences too, because with the problems that we have today with obesity all across the country, but particularly in Tennessee, and certainly related to that is childhood diabetes. And these are really grave concerns that we have about the health of our children. The Paris-Henry County Economic Development Corporation asked me to help do the master plan for the Hazelwood Eco Center at Paris Landing State Park. And what's really neat about the Eco Center and sustaining life education that we're doing there, that it really is a partnership among different organizations and agencies. So the mission of the Eco Center is to be a national demonstration and training site for teaching children and their caregivers, their parents and grandparents, outdoor recreation skills and knowledge, so they have the capacity to do that at home on their own.
Well, Dawn Gale came and visited our principals at a principals meeting and pitched the idea to see how it would be received, and our principal thought it was very interesting. She came back to Lakewood and she called me in her office and said, "What do you think? Can we pull this off?"
Nervous and apprehensive, I sure was. Thinking again of all the, what I considered academic accountability type instruction. How could we ever have the time to go 10 school days, 10 whole school days down to Camp Hazelwood to participate in something like this?
And so to make these class sessions not just fun, but also an educational experience for them, because you know, teachers are teaching to standards and parents want to know that their kids aren't just goofing off, so you end up putting a lot of time into developing something that is fun, but it's also learning.
That they could actually teach across the curriculum and not just say, okay, this hour is math, this hour is science. We've had a lot of the teachers, we've had two in fact, that are feeding their family different because of what they've learned out here.
They are such good sports. They came out, and only a couple of them, I think, had an inkling of what they were getting into.
We could email all of our standards, we could email all of our academic vocabulary and those things to Dawn and to Vicki, and they made sure that they incorporated that in our lessons. I really feel like that we would all agree in saying that all of our standards have been met, and the kids probably enjoyed it far more than they would have sitting in a classroom with pencil and paper.
One of the teachers that's kind of the liaison, and she's a master gardener, so her heart and interest is in the greenhouse and gardening, so she's kind of stayed with me through the whole project, and she's able to bring so much to the class because she's an educator, formal educator. And one time I was doing a demonstration with an apple, and we cut the apple in half, and she said, okay, so what's that? The kids went, 2 parts make a hemisphere of the world. Well, I hadn't thought about that part of it, so she can throw some things in. The other day we were talking about snapdragons and sunflowers, and she was going, those are examples of compound words. Ta-da!
We have had a ball trying to cook, trying to grow vegetables. The kids come out here. I don't think I've had one child leave in tears or upset. We have tried all sorts of new things together. The tasting of food is always unique in a child's expression when they're trying something different. We've tied a lot of what we were doing into fun, like doing the popcorn today. They had never seen popcorn pop. We actually had an open skillet and let them watch popcorn pop, and it was neat to hear them scream and yell every time a kernel popped, you know. And then they actually did it with an enclosed container, and they were excited about that too, because the container would fill up with the steam and then the popcorn and then open it. I mean, they just had a ball eating popcorn off a fire.
This has given them a chance to get outside and see this can be fun. Yes, it may be warm, you may sweat, but it won't kill you. And they have seen that they can make games for themselves outside, that they can find things that are very enjoyable, and it's not on a couch in the air conditioning.
Yeah, everybody's going through that learning, sharing process, that growth process, that exploration, and everybody's seeing that exploring and investigating is a good thing.
Could we hold school there 180 days a year? It has been a dream of mine to have an outdoor classroom, and this was all done for us. And then they just wanted us to come and participate.
It's really fun. It's cool. I really like it. I figured at first it'd be boring, but it really isn't. They've put in some fun stuff too.
Well, I knew it was going to be a lot of fun because you get to plant stuff and you get to stay out of school a little bit and get to be outside a little.
Well, when we're at the office, we learn how to keep our diet proper. And then while we're here, we learn how to take care of the plants.
I learned how to make stir fry and taco salad, and my mom made it for dinner and stuff.
I think I've learned to like broccoli more.
He has loved it. Every day he comes home and tells just all that he's done, and Miss Dawn, how wonderful she is and all that she knows. They've had a lot of fun. He's learned new things every day and loved being outside.
Like, don't swing around the tools. Oh, about the tools, and like water them good enough, and like even though if they're sprouted, they're still not done. You still need to like loosen up the ground around it and give it water.
The plant that we plant, if they give us a plant and we plant it, we do all that, and then once we get it finished, we leave, and then the next time we come back, we'll see how it grows.
So you can see that it's growing in water and not soil. So plants don't really need soil to grow. They can just have water.
Running, and I used to be able to beat this kid up the road, and he can beat me now, so I can tell he's getting a little different.
An eastern red cedar, correct. All right, let's move on.
We've got 2 children now that have decided to buy bikes because they thought it was neat that they could bike to their friend's house instead of texting, because that was one of our discussions.
My picky child that before would only eat meat and potatoes and things that are fried, actually the other night asked me if he could have salad for dinner. We were shocked. I almost fell out of my chair.
Taste what we've grown. Did you know that broccoli has such and such in it, and these are water chestnuts that I'm eating. I've never eaten that, and I don't even eat vegetables at home, but I'm gonna see if my mom will buy this at the grocery. So it has really opened our children's eyes.
I think the kids get off the bus excited about being here. Today was very important. This was an open house for parents to come to, and we had kids just dying to get out here with their family. We had one girl that brought her grandparents that were from Florida and her mother, her cousin out here, so they could see what she was involved in. And so if they're excited about what they're involved in here, that makes all the difference in the world.
I would love to see our 4th graders, as they become 5th graders, to carry on and have the opportunity to continue their studies at the Eco Center, so that we would have 2 years of data to look at and 2 years of experiences with them, and then hopefully even bring our 4th graders in, let that always be the beginning year, and it be a 2-year program for all of our children here. That would be my wish, that would be my goal.
Seeing them working in the soils and getting their hands dirty and growing those plants there. And that just took me right back to my childhood and working in the garden with my mom and my grandmother, and knowing that they were having that experience, perhaps for many of them for the first time. And this is something that's going to stay with them and that they will remember for the rest of their life, of the time that they came to the Hazelwood Eco Center and participated in the children's gardening program.